So, who are we firing in the Big 12? Let's start our Big 12 hot seat tier list with coaches that are squarely safe, no question. And the first one that I put on here is Steve Sarkisian. I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, that's not right. If that's what you sound like, I guess. Oh, that's not right. If Texas has a bad season, Steve Sarkisian's gone. I don't think gone. I have had Chris Del Conte on my show. I have talked to plenty of people around Texas. And UT could finish 5-7 next season based on what they did this season and still not fire Steve Sarkisian. Squarely safe, no question. Lance Leipold, also there in the squarely safe category. No question. Just beat Oklahoma, has beaten Oklahoma and Texas in his tenure as the head coach of Kansas. Like if you're the head coach at Texas Tech or TCU or Baylor, one of those classic Big 12 schools, and you've beaten Texas and Oklahoma both over the course of your tenure, that's cool. But to do it at Kansas, that's tough. That's tough. Lance Leipold, squarely safe right now. Chris Kleiman also in there. Kleiman, the same guy that 3 years ago Kansas State fans were talking about firing. There was a murmur of, oh, can he get it done? Oh, does he match the culture? He is squarely safe. And one you might be a bit confused about, as well as Steve Sarkisian that I put in squarely safe, is Kalani Sitake. There is no way to me that Kalani Sitake is fired at BYU. They could go 5-7 next season, 4-8 next season, and he would still have another year left. His seat would get hot, obviously, as it would for anybody, but Kalani Sitake is the answer for BYU right now from a cultural standpoint. And when you have a cultural leader who's also winning games, there's no reason to put that guy on any sort of hot seat, Kalani Sitake, in safely. Safe, but one bad year could spiral. In this category, I'm going to start with Mike Gundy. And I'll tell you that I also have Matt Campbell in here. And there are some people that are upset with that. Why would you have Mike Gundy, 18 straight bowl games? Why would you have Matt Campbell? He has been revolutionary for Iowa State. Both of these teams are in the top half of the Big 12. Iowa State at 4-1, Oklahoma State at 4-1 could vie for a Big 12 championship. This doesn't make any sense. I can understand why you'd say that, but I want to, let's all take off the recency bias glasses. Let's all take off the idea that Iowa State and Oklahoma State are so good this season. And remember back to 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when people were saying Mike Gundy, Matt Campbell, it might be done. Matt Campbell was yelling at fans, almost getting in fights with fans after a loss to Ohio. Mike Gundy lost 33-7 to South Alabama, and fans said, that's it. It's done. The Gundy era is over. That was a month ago. Let's not freak out that I'm saying in a bad year, things could spiral, because it's true for both of those guys. You saw it this year, a month ago, when things looked like they were going to spiral in one season. They're both safe for sure, but one bad year, that could turn. Sonny Dykes is also here. He's not squarely safe, no question. If TCU goes 5-7 again next year, there's a chance there's a change in Fort Worth. For Oklahoma, Brent Venables, he should be squarely safe, right? You'd think he's squarely safe, but there's been a weird relationship between a lot of Oklahoma fans and Brent Venables as they go to the SEC, and a loss to Kansas is not going to help it. I find it so odd that Oklahoma has one loss this season, also beat Texas, and so many people are putting Brent Venables under the microscope now after one loss. Bad loss, according to Oklahoma fans, sure. It was a loss on the road to a top 25 team. They hated it. I've got Brent Venables as a guy who, if he goes 5-7 next season, might not be around. So again, safe, but one bad year could spiral you. That's Mike Gundy, Brent Venables, Matt Campbell, and Sonny Dykes. How about needs help soon or they're in trouble? This tier. I'm going to start with Joey McGuire. Now, I'm a big Joey fan. Like, I got the Baylor hat on today. I'm a big Joey fan. Was a big fan when he was at Baylor. He did unfollow me on Twitter when he left. That was kind of sad. But right now, especially after this whole Spitgate thing that was handled so oddly, I'm not going to put too much weight into it, but it's those little details as a head coach where you start to think, that's kind of weird. I don't really know if I love the way that guy handled that. Instead of apologizing on behalf of his player or taking responsibility, it was just deflect. And they're not winning games. You think about, how excited are you about the future of Texas Tech football? Well, I was really excited. I thought they were going to compete for a Big 12 title this year. They're 3-5. They might miss a bowl game in year 2 under McGuire. They can't figure out the offense. Zach Kitley has not been what he was advertised to be. Injuries have played a role, but look at other teams in the Big 12, like Texas or TCU, who've been on backup quarterbacks. Iowa State, whose starting quarterback was kicked off the team a couple weeks before the season. I don't know. You need help soon, Joey McGuire. So does Scott Satterfield. I think Scott Satterfield and Gus Malzahn, who are both in the needs help soon or they're in trouble category, they both have some time because they're new to the league. But you got to win at some point. I'm not seeing a lot of trajectory of winning. Like recruiting's pretty good, but the on-the-field stuff's not. The play calling is questionable at best. They need some help or they're in trouble within a year or two for Scott Satterfield and Gus Malzahn. Now, could be fired at the end of the season. This includes Dave Aranda, Neil Brown, and Dana Holgerson. Dana Holgerson could be fired at the end of the week. I know it's insane for some of you to hear because he just got back from the group of five into the power five. Give the guy a chance. It's bad out there, man. It's bad. For Neil Brown, he was so fired at the beginning of the season. Has he bought himself more time? Maybe at 5-3, but he's not recruiting at the level that West Virginia fans would like. He is still the worst head coach that West Virginia has had from a record standpoint since the 1970s. That doesn't get you just a free pass to keep doing what you're doing. Has he bought himself more time? I say 60-40, 60% chance he stays, 40% chance that he could be fired if things don't go well these last few weeks at the end of the season. And then Dave Aranda, I told you yesterday, I hate it because I really like the guy. I've been around him now since he got to Baylor, was there at his introductory press conference. I do not take any pleasure in saying this, but he should go at the end of the year. He will not. He will stay at Baylor. The money is too much, as is the case for a lot of coaches, not just in the Big 12, but across the country. He will stay, and it will be to Baylor's detriment long term. I'm just going to call it now. That's where the trajectory of the program is going under Dave Aranda. He should be let go at the end of the season. We come back, Big 12 champs. Not Texas, not Oklahoma, but this is Locked On Big 12. Today's show is brought to you by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is where I go because my car has issues constantly. If I want to get it fixed and get it fixed fast, eBay Motors is my place with a gajillion parts. Actually, 122 million for your number one ride or die. You'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Roof racks, exhaust kits, superchargers, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts, all the prices that you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home the win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. ebaymotors.com. eBay Guaranteed Fit. Only available to U.S. customers.